Stupa. Again, which is very very important topic for prelims as well as the mains point of view. Okay, stupa. So the construction of the stupa, it is not emerged during the Ashokan or Mauryan's time. Okay, we have evidence that the stupa were found. Okay, the stupa which were found, they were belongs even to the Vedic age also. Vedic age also. So we can't say that stupa is belongs to only the Buddhism or Jainism. Okay. So stupa is belongs to basically three religion. That is Jainism, Buddhism as well as the Hinduism. Okay. And the traces of the construction of the stupa we can found from Vedic age. From which age? Vedic age.
Vedic age.
Okay. Not from the Buddhist. Please remember. But the construction of the stupa reached its peak level during Ashoka time. The construction of the Buddhas, okay, reached its peak level during Ashokan time. Okay, so according to the historians, Ashoka during his reign, he has constructed nearly 85,000 stupas. He has constructed nearly 85,000 stupas. Okay, which were belongs to different religion like Jainism, Hinduism, as well as the Buddhism. Okay, and what is this stupa? Okay, is it a temple? No, it is not a temple. Okay, stupa, it is a religious structure. It is a religious structure which belongs to different religions. But in stupa, they will keep the relics, relics of the renowned saint. You know relics. Last thing that is called relics. Bones, a person who died and that person has been burned, then bones are left. If a person had attachment with particular thing, like pen, pencil, what do you call other thing, like hope you know about the Sai Baba, Shirdi Sai Baba. There you can find the relics of the Shirdi Sai Baba, right? His clothes, his brick, and apart from that utensils which he used. So those are called relics. So in stupa, relics are placed. In stupa, relics are placed. Understood, all of you? Student, this is very, very important. Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we will
Yes, sir.
discuss. Then we will discuss the stupa. Okay. So here, stupa. Here it is like a semi-circular shape. Okay. There is a one semi-circular shape structure that is called anda. That is called anda. Anda. Okay. So above this anda, we have railings. Can you see the railings here? Right. Above the hermica, we have railings. So that railing, it is called hermica. Here we can see that railing, it is called hermica. Above the railing, there is an antenna-like structure. You can see here. Above that railing, this is antenna-like structure is there, right? Antenna-like structure. In that one, there is a three division, three disc shape division are there. So that is called chatras. So this three division, that is called chhatra. So chhatra represent the three gems of Buddhism. Chhatra, these three things are there, right? Can you able to see this reverse disc shape structure? Chhatras, all of you, can you able to see, right? Students,
Sir.
can you able to see these chhatras, right? These three.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
these chhatras represent the three gems of Buddhism or three ratna of Buddhism. Three ratna of Buddhism or three gems of Buddhism. That is Buddha, Dhamma, Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. These are the three ratna of Buddhism. Okay, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. So these are the three Ratna of Buddhism that represent in the form of three disc. Okay, which is called Chhatras. Understood, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and this dome-like structure is there, right? Anda, it is surrounded by the boundary. Anda, it is surrounded by a boundary. Okay, and this stupa is having a gate. That stupa, it is having a gate surrounded gate which are present in the four direction. Gate, it is in east direction. Gate, it is in west direction also, north direction as well as the south direction also. So the stupa, it is having a gates in all direction, and the gate, it is called torana. Gate are there, right? Here we can see this is gate. Okay, and the top of the layer of the gate, that is called toran. Okay, toran. So these torans are made up of either stone or either wood. These torans are made up of wood or iron. Understood, all of you?
Yes, sir.
So can you see the boundaries, right? In this boundary there is a railing. That railing, it is made up of the stone. That railings were made up of the stones. Okay. So just below this anda, can you see this structure? Railing structure. This one. Can you see? All of you, just below the anda. Okay. Can you see this railing structure? There is a one passageway, right?
Yes,
Wait
sir.
a minute.
Yes, sir. Gap.
Can you see this one? Can you see this? This one passageway, right? This passage, student. This passage is there, right? Simple. This is anda, and around this anda we have one passageway. This passageway. Here it is. This one. This is this passageway. This is called Pradikshina Patha. This passageway, it is called Pradikshina Patha. Pradikshina Patha. Okay, people will, surround, make a circle of this anda. Normally we do na, right? In Hindi it is called fairy. So that Pradikshina Patha is used for that purpose. Okay, it is a pathway, and in the Pradikshina Patha it is decorated with the stone fencing raising. Stone fencing raising. Okay. Apart from that, from bottom, how to reach to this Pradakshina Patha? There is a staircase. Can you see? This is double staircase, not a single. Double staircase is there. Can you see? These are the staircase steps to reach till the Pradakshina Patha. Student, can you see? Right.
Yes, sir.
So this is double staircase. So understood, all of you? The description of the stupas? Everyone. See,
Yes, sir.
stupas are very, very important. Okay, when we talk about the styles of construction, okay, interior or core of the stupa, it is made up of the, what do you call, unburnt bricks. It is made up of unburnt bricks. But outer core, okay, outer side of the stupa, okay, that is made up of the burnt bricks. Inner part of the stupa is made up of unburnt bricks. Outer part of the stupa is made up of burnt bricks. Okay. And overall, the material which are used in stupa are bricks, stones, wood. Brick, stone, and wood. So these are the material used for the construction of the stupa. Woods are specially used in the torans of the stupa or toranas of the stupa. So this is the detailed description of the stupa. Example of the stupa, Sanchi Stupa in Madhya Pradesh. Very important, very popular. Sanchi Stupa. Okay, this stupa was constructed under the reign of Ashoka. Okay, and Piprava Stupa. Piprava Stupa. Piprava Stupa is one of the oldest stupa in the world, which is situated in the Uttar Pradesh. Okay, and the stupas which are built after the death of Buddha. Stupas which are built after the death of Buddhas are Rajagriha Stupa, Vaishali Stupa, Kapilavastu Stupa, okay, Allakappa, Ramagrama, Vethapida, Pava, Kushinagara, and Pippaliwana. Pippaliwana. So these are the 9 stupa. These are the 9 stupa which were built after the death of the Buddha. So whatever the last rites of the Buddha, after performing the last rites of the Buddha, whatever the remains of the Buddhas were there, right? Or relics of the Buddhas, remains or relics of the Buddhas were engraved in these stupas, or the relics of the Buddhas were kept in these stupas. Which stupas? These 9 stupas. Rajagriha, Vaishali, Kapilavastu, Allakappa, Ramagrama, Vethapida, Pava, Kushinagara, and Pippaliwana. Students, you need to remember these 9 places. In these 9 places only, the belongings of the Buddhas has been engraved. Okay? After the death of the stupa. Then next we have stupa at Bairat also, which is little bit different. Actually, Bairat, it is one of the place in Rajasthan. There it found one stupa. That stupa it is called Bairat. Bairat stupa it is little bit bigger. Okay, when compared to other stupa, Bairat stupa is little bit bigger stupa with a circular mound. With a circular mound and this circumambulatory path which I already discussed. Pradikshina Pata. This one. This is there, but in short, what we need to remember, Bairat Stupa is the biggest stupa. Bairat Stupa is the biggest stupa. How Buddha was represented in the stupas. Okay, so in early time, so during the earliest of 6th century BC, during what do you call Ashokan time or Ashoka's time, at that time Buddha was represented in the stupas like the footprint of the Buddha or lotus symbol or the thrones, chakras. Okay, so these are the symbolic image of the Buddha. Symbolic image of the Buddha. You know Hinayana Buddhism, Hinayana Mahayana Buddhism. Remember Hinayana Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism, right? So Hinayana Buddhism, they believe that Buddha is a guru, master. Mahayana Buddhism, they believe Buddha is a god. Buddha is a god. And Mahayana Buddhism worship the idol of the Buddha. But Hinayana Buddhism, they worship the symbol of the Buddha. They worship the lotus, okay, footprint of the Buddha or chakras of the Buddha. So that were represented in the stupas. Okay, Buddha also represented a symbolic image in the stupas. His symbolic image which are used in the stupas are footprint, lotus, throne, okay, chakras as well as the small stupas. Okay, then later time after post-Mauryans or after Ashoka, okay, Buddhas were represented in the stupa as a Jataka story. You know Jataka story very famous. Jataka stories are the story of the previous birth of Buddha. Jataka stories are the stories of the previous birth of Buddha. So those Jataka stories were portrayed in the stupas, railings of the stupas or torans of the stupa. Railings and torans of the stupa, we can find the Jataka stories. Very, very important Jataka stories. 2018 prelims exam question, 2019 prelims exam question, 2020 prelims exam question. Jataka story. Okay. So Jataka stories are the stories which are related to the previous birth of Buddha. Okay, so in later stage, especially in the 5th century BCE, Jataka stories were portrayed on the railings and torrents of the stupa. Understood, all of you? And some of the example of the previous birth of Buddha name was Channadanta Jataka, CB Jataka, okay, Ruru Jataka, Vesantara Jataka, Vidur Jataka, or Shama Jataka. Shama Jataka. So these are the example of the name of the previous birth of Buddha. Or in Jataka stories, they have mentioned these names. These names are the previous birth of Buddha's name. Understood? And apart from that, in stupa also, Buddha's, 5 events of life of Buddha: born, birth, right? Then what do you call this one? Okay, birth is there, then renunciation is there, then what do you call enlightenment is there, enlightenment, then sermon is there, then death. So these are the 5 biggest life event of the Buddha, right? So for birth, it represents the lotus. For renunciation, it represents the horse. Kantaka. Kantaka are the name of the horse of the Buddha. Then for sermon, it represents the Bodhi tree. Sorry, not sermon. First, enlightenment. For enlightenment, it represents the Bodhi tree. And for sermon, it represents the this one, wheel. Remember, wheel, Ashoka wheel. Hello, students. Remember that Ashoka wheel, which is a consist of 24 spoke, that is the symbol of the Buddha's first sermon. Then next, when Buddha was departure from this planet, okay, that is called Mahaparinirvana. When Buddha died, that incident, it is called the Mahaparinirvana. That incident represent in the symbolic age stupa. Okay, so the symbolic image which are represented the life, which are represented the events in the life of Buddha, that also used in the what do you call stupas. Understood, all of you? This is very important. We need to remember the Buddhas were used or depicted in what form in the stupa. Symbol form also, in human form also, human form in the form of Jataka stories, as well as the symbol which represent the life event of the Buddha, that were also depicted in the stupas.